All right, welcome to Live With You On. We have a special interview tonight, Mr. Jelani Imani. How you doing today, sir? I mean, I was asked you that and you said you're doing great, but how you doing?
Family, how y'all living?
Doing good, man. Doing
Good,
good.
good.
You want to lead with the first? What's up,
Jelani, like gel, like Jelani, like
Jelani?
Jelani Imani.
Jelani Imani.
And is that your real name?
Yeah, that's my birth name. My name Jelani Esco Imani.
Gotcha, that is a dope name. Fits for a rapper, I would say. I guess my first question will be, I guess we'll get the elephant out of the room already. First thing that happened when I looked you up, not on Spotify, but on Google search. Well, now we all know that you starred in Bubble Guppies, so I'll just get that question out of the way first. What was it like being a voice actor, and did that process kind of help you improve your vocal ability in terms of moving over to rap? Because I guess you've been working on using your voice in different ways for years now.
So I was a rap. I always made music. I was making music before I was doing voice acting. That's how I got into voice acting. My dad rapped. He was always in the studio when I was a kid. So like, I probably was rapping, like recording, actually making songs by the time I was like 6 years old. Type shit.
Damn, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like when I was like a kid, like a little kid, I had multiple mixtapes. Like, yeah, and I took all that shit and we was just like moving around and trying to like find our way into like the industry. And they had like casting calls and shit in Atlanta that was on the radio all the time. So we like actually went to one and got picked up and did the whole little conventions and all that shit and got picked up and eventually got to the agents who got the job for that shit. So I ended up, my family, like, we just made it work. Like, so we were staying in LA to record Bubble Guppies. I was a kid. Like, I was going to school and then like going like to record like type shit.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you.
I stopped doing the show. I stopped doing it when I was like 13, 12.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you about, like, I know you grew up in the suburb of Atlanta, right? Metro Atlanta area. I was gonna ask you about your musical influences growing up in the area, if you had any musical influences. You said your dad rapped, so obviously he was probably one of your musical influences. But
my dad's probably like my like top influence. Yeah,
makes sense.
But growing up, like, for one, I liked everything that I heard from everybody. Like, my family's super into music, and my mom sing like my mom and them, they live in Tennessee. So like I lived with them like growing up, and then I ended up moving with my dad when I got old, like not too much older, still a kid, but it's a lot. Yeah. But anyway, my mama sing like, I grew up watching the Five Heartbeats, like Temptations, like those movies, but the music also. And like, Cameo, SOS Band, like Earth, Wind, and Fire, like Michael Jackson, Prince, Smokey Robinson, The Miracles, and Aretha Franklin, and
all the legends, basically.
And yeah, like shit like that. So that's from like my grandparents and like my and I also like lived with my grandparents as a kid too. Like, so that come from all that shit. And then like on the rap side, my dad was super into UGK. So like my dad's favorite rapper was like probably Pimp C. And my dad do kind of sound like Pimp C a little bit. So that's like huge, like Bun B and Pimp C, definitely Outkast, Tip, Wayne. I mean, we talking just Atlanta music, then I'll take Wayne. Probably like Jeezy. We did listen to a little bit of Gucci growing up, not too much. Shit, the futuristic era, like Rich Kids. I don't know if y'all know about that, but like Rich Kids. Yeah, Travis Porter, Waka Flocka, shit like that.
I would say I'm probably a little older than you. So for me, I mean, I'm from Pennsylvania, obviously, but like the Atlanta rap I grew up on was like was T.I. and Jeezy and Gucci and shit.
Mob. Forgot about the Goody Mob.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, so I was gonna ask what got you to making music, but obviously you already answered that. So I wanted to talk to you though. You sing and rap. You do both very well. Was it always like, were you always a good singer? Did you always feel like that's something you wanted to do? I mean, obviously, you said you made music from a young age, so you knew that right away. But the rapping came first, or the singing came first?
Rapping definitely came first.
Rapping came first.
Yeah, because I didn't know I could sing for real until I got to middle school.
Okay.
Like, I probably always was singing, watching movies and being my mom. Like I said, my mom singing, like she was singing me and shit when I was a kid. Like, so it was always probably like there. But I feel like in middle school, I joined the chorus.
Okay.
And so like it was part of like I kind of like, okay. And I end up goddamn finding out that I had a good voice.
Yeah.
I just like kept going with it, you know, like kept singing and practicing. And of course, like it was like, you know, it wasn't the best in there or anything. I was a kid, but like add something. I like stepped out the choir. Like we had a choir performance. I like stepped out and did a solo and shit. Like
started feeling yourself.
Yeah, I did. No, but it was hard. Everybody was like had their phones out and shit. So
is there one you prefer, or do you feel it's like two sides of the same coin?
Because I enjoy writing.
Okay.
Like I do enjoy writing and like putting shit together and like giving a verse or verses that like can captivate somebody or like bring like an idea to life and like be descriptive about how I'm feeling or like what I'm seeing or like what I'm describing. Like I guess that was like a whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah, no, I feel
so I do take the rapping shit very seriously, and I think it's just a whole different thing. Like, cause when I write songs like where I sing, I am writing for those same reasons, but I'm not being as like intricate.
Right.
Because I'm writing for like
different reasons almost.
I just feel like singing music is supposed to be like more simple and repetitive. It is more about a feeling.
A catchiness, yeah, kind of.
It's more about a feeling and like what's actually being said. Because like in a rap, like I could do a 32 bar verse and I try my best not to waste a bar. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in a singing song, it might only be an 8-bar stanza. And it's like, okay, well, I just have to say something that, what am I trying to say? I guess I'm always trying to say something that means something, but I'm trying to be a little more, I'm trying to simplify some shit and still keep it like, what's the word? Singable.
Okay. Makes sense.
That is a good answer.
I was trying to like, I don't know.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense.
And I think I also read somewhere that you produce most of your own stuff, you write all your own stuff, mix all that crazy shit. So first of all, mad respect for that because I can only imagine, let alone doing one of those things, and
right?
Instead of doing everything. So did you have a first love? Did rapping always come first, or do you just love the entire process of making the beat, writing, and just fixing it all together by yourself?
I think that I'm a performer.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like I think everything always started as like putting on a show. So like even when I was rapping as a kid, I'm in the back seat of my dad's car with him and his friends, and they blasted Outkast, and I'm rapping the verse that I know, trying to look like trying to impress them. Like so it was always like trying to just put on a show. Like I think that's really where it all started. Like knowing the Temptations movie line for line and performing it like I'm a Temptation, like doing shit like that. Like it was always the performing. Like I love being on stage like the most, I think, out of the whole everything. I think it's more captivating to like be on stage and actually perform something that you created. So that's why I wouldn't ever like, I couldn't be somebody who didn't like make my own shit.
Yeah.
As far I didn't like, because like a lot of rappers that we grew up like idolizing and looking up to become find out that it's not that. So like I could never be that. And like I was into like in high school I did theater. So like performing, like doing plays and like musicals and shit was cool too. But nothing was the same as like getting on stage and like doing a song that I wrote. Like nothing was the same as that. So that's how I knew I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. And like all this other shit is shit that I'm good at. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. Like I can do it and I will do it, but what comes first is the shit that I actually like that make me just feel whatever, like everything. You know? And it's just something about like when I look back at people and they like they can resonate what I just said. Like they know what I just said. They singing it with me. Like, but they singing it like this them. Like this really what like this shit them. Like that should be just crazy. I don't know. That's different. Like nothing can compare to that. So I definitely think like I love the whole process, like creating music. Like I started making beats because I couldn't get beats. Like sense. I was on YouTube rapping. I'm like, dude, I can't put this shit out. Like I got a mixtape rapping over all my favorite beats from everybody, but my shit getting pulled off SoundCloud because it's copyright. I'm like, damn, I can't even do the fuck I want to. So I'm finna have to just sit. I'm just gonna be. I was 14. I'm finna just sit this summer out. I'm finna be in here and I'm finna learn how to do this shit. And I didn't get good by the end of the summer, but I knew how to do something, and I just kept doing it. I used to make beats in class. I used to get home because I went to a performing arts high school. So we used to have these long ass rehearsals for these shows that we was putting on. We wouldn't get paid for because it was school. But I felt like I should have been getting paid for that shit because I was working my ass off. But I still love that school. Different topic. But I learned a lot of experience. So I can't hate, but still I feel like niggas should have got paid for that. But anyway.
It just sounds like you were a natural born entertainer, you know?
Like this shit is like, this is me, like 100%. And like the producing shit just came. Everything just came. Like engineering came because I knew engineering is expensive. And I also didn't know many engineers. Like I knew hella rappers and I knew a couple niggas that made beats and I didn't know nobody that mixed shit. So I guess, well, all right, well, I got to figure out. I mean, I know niggas that mix shit, but like everybody be like, oh yeah, I can't mix that good. But they shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then I want to ask you a question about your creative process then. So like when you get ready to, like he's about to go to work, which basically it is, when you get ready to make your music and you're making a beat, or how does that come about, your creative process? Is it something you're feeling right now and you're saying, I gotta put it out, and does that dictate the beat making for like singing and rapping, or how does that really like, because your music's so broad, you know what I mean? You have so many different kind of styles and pockets. So I always wonder like how you that creative process works really, basically.
Everything is just always different.
Right.
It's never been the same. Like I said, I have those different days where I'm just there and I'm doing my thing, or I'm not feeling it and it's just it's not happening, or I'm not feeling it and something amazing happens. Like I've had nights where I was like I couldn't tap in, and then it was like out of nowhere I just tapped in. Like,
okay, yeah.
Honestly, bro, I would tell most people like it just takes being there. Like you have to just be in there. Like you have to really just be in there, and even if no matter how hard, like I be trying to suck myself out of the game. Like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like I miss myself in so many different ways. Like, oh man, this ain't supposed to be. This ain't the time. Like I try to like psych myself out of it, but the longer I stay in there and I'm not distracted on anything else but thinking about how the fuck can I make this song, that's when I really tap in. You gotta be in the studio. Like you really just, and that's where most people probably go wrong. They don't be in the studio enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't even know where that came from. See what I'm saying? I'm just going on rambles.
No, that's good though. We like
yeah, that's good.
We like the full.
Oh, I was saying because me and everybody was in the studio the other night, and it started nowhere. And then we made a song, and then we had a second song that we made right after that, where bro was freestyling, but I drank something. I drank like a little bit of wine, and then I was just in my phone, and I like this verse is like rolling out of my skull, like, and I'm just
gotta do it. Gotta write it down, right? Yeah.
It's different. I might pick up my guitar and fuck with some chords and goddamn record them, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm finna sing.
So you play guitar?
Yeah, I play guitar. I dabble in the keys, and I play bass also.
That's what's up.
I saw that Patrick CC video, which I thought was dope, where you guys kind of linked up and just went back and forth, had an organic like session making music. And it's kind of crazy how fast you made the music, first of all, but it was kind of cool seeing, your own process. So I guess, we we reviewed Patrick CC on the show before, kind of, the music that he's whatever, like executive produce, creative, whatever he does.
Yeah.
So I guess my question would be kind of, what is that process like? Is that just a usual day in the studio for you, making up the beat and then just making it a launch in like a day, basically?
Oh yeah, no, we took up quick, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, sometimes some songs have taken longer. I'm working on an album right now. Like for instance, the single I just put out, like that song is old. It was made like we shit just be cooked up. We either store it or it come out right then. Like, but we make music all the time. I make music literally every day. Like, damn near, bro. Like.
So how's that work for you when you're in the studio and you cook something hot up and you're like, damn, this is I need to put it, like, is it like one of those things like this is too good, I can't put it out, or are certain things being held on to for the album? You know what I mean? Like
it'd be like timing.
Okay.
Like everything working divine time. You know what I'm saying? Like I made this song in 2020, but if I had put it out then, like I probably would have been fucked a little bit, like because the pandemic didn't happen too after that.
Yeah.
I literally made that song like probably like maybe a month or less before the pandemic like started. And we was finna throw a show. Like we was finna have a show. It was supposed to be me, Ken, and Dave, and my other partner. And we were supposed to like throw a big ass, like a fire ass show, but the pandemic was just like.
It's spring cleaning. Looked like a dope little event. I saw a lot of Instagram share between you and Tragic. So how was that, man? Can you talk about that event at all?
Yeah, no, that show went super, super good. I just want to thank everybody for coming out, like, in Atlanta. And also, somebody came from Gainesville, bro. Like, somebody took a Greyhound from Gainesville, came to see us, and went home. Like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, yo, like, shout out to Gavin, because that was crazy. That show was fire, bro. Like, Kaylin had a great set. I had a great set. Kapani like killed it. We wanted to like put on a R&B vibe for the city because like it don't be like a lot of R&B shows in Atlanta.
I was gonna say,
but it's a lot of great R&B talent.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like a very like intimate, like I don't know how to describe it. Just intimate, like a very intimate setting.
It's a nice little spot on the west end of Atlanta. Called Gallery 992. It's been there for a long time. They're also like a part of this thing that happens over there called Music in the Park, and it's like this big jazz festival type shit. So it's real cool. I got like ties there from some other friends of mine who do jazz music and stuff like that. So yeah. But I was finna say, I used to throw shows there in 2018, 2019. I threw like 3 shows at that same spot. Had me, Dave, just the scene at that time, everybody, the letter M, Kenny Mason, BK, motherfucking, like Sakura, Fontana, fucking everybody, bro. Burgundy, Cam the Artisan, like everybody, bro. Like the whole Atlanta, like we all really fuck with each other. Like it's really true.
Yeah.
Like what they say, like it really do be a lot of love. Like everybody show everybody a lot of support, and that shit be fire.
Well, I was gonna say because I like the song "Okay" on the deluxe version of the show. You, Tragic, Mason, Jazz Ingram. That's a fire ass track, and I was like, we had asked David about this because we were like, yo, like, about collaborations, and talk about collab with people he fucks with. So I wanted to ask you, like, when you collab with people, is it people who you have a relationship with, and you kind of like want to, or how does that process work? Like, are you more open to just working with anybody, or do you need to have that like chemistry to be able to go in the studio and work with somebody?
I definitely rap for money.
Okay.
but for real, like, yeah, I definitely rap for money. But as far as like getting in the studio and really tapping in, I either gotta already fuck with it, like I done heard it myself, because I try to keep an open ear, because shit's always a different music. Like music is all just it's creativity, so it's so different ways that shit can go. You got to be open minded. So I'm always listening, and whoever I really like, I'm tapped in with, I fuck with, I definitely try to reach out, or some kind of way we get connected through the grace of God, and we get in the studio. But a lot of it do be like niggas I fuck with on some music shit, like I heard their songs, or it be like I met them, and like we done chopped it up, we done got cool, like okay, now we in the studio, oh, this nigga fire at music.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. I done met a lot of folks, like not even necessarily on some rap shit, that we end up being cool.
Yeah,
But also a lot of folks on some rap shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, 'cause I feel
Everybody.
I just feel like you could hear the chemistry between that whole little like crew, like that everybody who I mentioned like, on that song. I feel like every time you guys are all together and do a track, it always seems to be fire. Like even like Gold
We
member,
all go, but yeah, like I said, we all been friends for a good little while.
you
So.
can hear it in the music. I mean, the chemistry's there. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, and
I met David in 2018. I met Kenny in 2018.
So it's about going on 5 years now, 4 years, 4 plus.
So yeah, we all been cool for a while.
That's what's up.
Actually,
just on some like everybody pulling up. Everybody got a show. Okay, pull up. We going to this show. Everybody going to this show. Like we all going to each other's shit and be at the same functions. And just end up in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
A couple weeks ago, we actually reviewed Kenny Mason. That was the first time I heard of him, and he was disgusting in the best way possible. So yeah, you do have songs with him like Gold Member, Okay, Yum. So I guess I wanted to ask, as a Kenny Mason fanboy now, I guess what is it like, kind of working with him? I guess I guess you guys might have a relationship, whatever the case may be, and all the songs I've heard you guys on is fire. So I guess what is that process like working with him specifically as an artist?
Different. That's a different one. I'm one of the ones you gotta watch out for. He gonna have Drake real scared and not too long.
Well, we were hyped for him because right after we had reviewed him, the Dreamville tape had dropped, and he was on the opening track stick with JID and Cole and Shaq
I
Weiss.
said them boy gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, it's a good look
Let
for
him keep doing what he doing. Them boy gonna be in trouble. He the one.
But I want to stay back to you because we're interviewing you right now. The song "They Don't Want Us" from the Floatin' album. When we reviewed you the other day, we actually just reviewed you on our previous podcast episode, which will be out.
I've seen it.
Oh,
is that out already?
No, it's not out. He saw when we reacted to your song. They don't want us. We actually did a full artist review on you.
I did see that.
That won't be out for about another week and a half, probably. But I had mentioned that song because that's the song we heard from you. That reaction you saw. Strong messages in that song, man. But the line that stuck to me the most was probably "Love what we do, but don't love us." And I'm like, that's like the epitome of like the black struggle in America. How many times has black culture created the wave and then to be stolen by a white person? So I wanted to ask you, like, when you make songs like that and you're tapping into that pocket, do you feel obligated to make songs like that? Do you feel inspired? Like, what does, like, 'cause you said earlier that whenever you're making something, it's usually it's on your mind, it's weighing on you're inspired by something. So like when you make a song like that, that's a very kind of hefty song. Like how does that come about for you?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Go. Cause you doing too much. For real, like you playing, like go. I'm not trying to play with you right now. We can play after I'm done. Go. Thank you.
It's always playtime for a dog, man.
I know, man. He can't help it. He got this new little toy. He can't, bro. He sweeping that shit all around the house. But I'm sorry. Can you please repeat that question?
All right, yeah. So I was mentioning the song "They Don't Want Us," and I said, it's a very.
Oh, okay. No, I did hear you. You were saying like, do I feel obligated to speak about those type of things?
And I didn't want to use the word obligated because I see that sounds so like such a strong word. But I just meant to be like, are you inspired? Do you want to be a voice for the community? Like, is that something that inspires you? Because a lot of young artists don't really like sometimes care to make those kind of tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I don't feel like they should either. Like if they don't want to, I feel like the ones that should.
Yeah.
And I feel like the ones that don't need to because they might not have the wherewithal or the self-awareness or even the knowledge
to speak on it.
Or to speak on it, and they shouldn't because they would misspeak. You don't want to misspeak because then you misinform.
Right.
So like I don't want to say I feel obligated because I don't. Because I sometimes think like, who am I to say this?
Right.
So, but I do think that I grew up on a lot of music that did.
Yeah.
And I do think about it. So I think whatever I think about, I should make music about. Does that make sense?
100%. I just want to tell you, I do respect it though that you did make a song like that. You know what I mean? It just
because I was really thinking about it, and we were all living through it in that moment. Because I mean,
it was 2020, right?
Like the Floating project, like was really initially like to be a mixtape. So like the concept of it is like mixtape.
Okay.
So I wanted to, and I was trying to showcase my rapping abilities, like on a strong. I've had projects where I rap, but I wanted to make it like this was the main focus.
Right.
Like, so like, bro, we were literally like in the middle of all the shit that happened in 2020 with the George Floyd shit and all that shit, bro. We went to protests down here. Like we were out there, and it was my first time experiencing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, this is like these folks upset for real.
Very much so.
Could they be killing niggas in the street? And I'm sure it happens way more than we see. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the CIA sold drugs, help us sell drugs to kill ourselves. Like the country did that.
Yeah.
Like our country did that.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
To the point to where now they're making TV shows and getting money out of this shit. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, marijuana is legal in many states in this country.
And you got people
and in
behind
other
bars.
countries around the world. But you got people in prison, like, for this shit. Like, I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people in jail about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But now they can make money off of it.
They legit tried to throw my homie out the country. We were in college.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's crazy. Like nuts.
I think that's crazy. So I think that shit do need to be talked about. I honestly do think that needs to be talked about. Like, it's $1 million marijuana companies, and it's also probably millions of people in jail, 1,000, however fuck many. I don't know. I can't get it.
It's a high number. It's a high number.
But it's a lot of motherfuckers in jail for that shit.
But you're right about that time in 2020. I think a lot of people pointed to the fact that the world was kind of shut down. So it was like everybody had to like look at it,
see that,
and because you couldn't just turn on Sports Center and get away from it, or what it was like. It was forcing us to see it. We had rallies in my hometown, man. I was down there too. It was a interesting time. All you can do is hope we grow and learn from it, but who knows, man.
I think the world just keep going and shit just keep happening how it happened. And slowly over time, shit changes, but it's always gonna be some bullshit going on.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that sounds cynical, but it's the truth. Like, the world, it's always some bullshit, no matter what. That's life. Like, that's just life.
It's almost human. It's almost human.
And it's good shit and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
Take it how we get it. And right now, we just get the ones that just keep getting fucked. It's funny, but it's not funny.
No, you're actually speaking facts though. So, but yeah, man. I know you got some good questions over here.
I guess kind of along those lines in a way is you seem like, I mean, you're only 22, but you seem very intelligent. You seem like you think about a lot of things that other people maybe around your age don't think about. Like, have you always been that way, kind of introspective, you know, whether you're reading, whatever the case may be? Have you always just considered yourself, I guess, an intelligent guy?
I don't want to sound pretentious, so I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily, you know, smarter than anyone else or like more wise than anyone else or anything like that. Because, you know, everybody got their own shit they've been through and that they own their own shit that they didn't experience that has made them how they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm how I am because I grew up to myself. So when you grow up to yourself, I had younger parents. So like young parents, like my parents were kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say that I had to raise myself or nothing like that, but there were a lot of things that I had to learn for myself and I had to figure out for myself, and I had to spend more time with myself, even though I did have siblings, but I'm 5 years senior to my next sibling. So I was kind of like an only child before I even had brothers and sisters. I always kind of been to myself, and I always did read, and I always was into like shit that people weren't necessarily around, that were around me weren't necessarily into, but I wouldn't say they were. I would more intelligent. I would be more intelligent than them. I think maybe more book smart.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was good. I was a very good student. And I did like school, even though I didn't like school. Like, I like to learn. I think the learning, like the public education system, is limited.
Very.
And I think if I was challenged more, I would have learned way more. And I maybe even would have stayed in college if I was challenged academically. But I was burnt out. So I was like, I'm done with that shit.
Felt that.
I know I'm talking smart as hell, but like I was a very good student. So I think that does play into a lot of shit. Like, and I'm well spoken because I grew up talking to people. So
I mean, you said you're a young soul, but you feel like you're very self aware in a lot of ways. I feel like you're
And
very
I
like
grew up with my grandparents too.
Mm.
That makes it that definitely plays a lot into a lot of shit. Cause they're older, so they have a different perspective on life, and they move differently. So I pick up a lot of shit from that too, probably. And I feel like everybody in my family, we're a very like conversational family. We talk about a lot of shit. I was able to talk about shit that most kids probably couldn't talk about with their parents and shit. So they didn't really. I ain't gonna say they didn't shelter me from stuff because they did definitely, but it was also like a lot of shit wasn't sheltered. I could curse at a young age around my mom when I was with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like she was that like one of them type of moms. Like, and I wasn't with her a lot of my life, but like when I was with her, like we had that type of shit. So it was like, and me and my dad, like he was my dad. We had boundaries as father and son, but it was also like having a big brother type shit. See what I'm saying? So I really grew up with these older people, like, and so I guess I maybe picked up some things from in that way.
So,
cousins and shit too, like, family. I'm country, so.
Go ahead. You got mad questions.
All right, yeah. I guess also along those lines, have you always been, like you said, you always felt like an entertainer. Have you always been comfortable as the man like you are today? Or have you had were you uncomfortable at first expressing yourself? Or you just always been who you are and, not afraid to show it?
Yeah, I probably have always been kind of like, I kind of always do like that. I definitely do. I mean, I've definitely had time, especially like, I think everybody in middle school was like, who the fuck and what the fuck and what's going on. Like, I think everybody in middle school had that moment. So yeah, I think like in middle school, I definitely was like unsure to the point where like, I like I almost joined the game before, but I didn't do it. But I almost did it. And it probably wasn't even a real set. It probably was just like, everybody that was what was happening. But I almost did it because I was just like, bro, what am I doing? Like, what's going, like,
Yeah.
And like, getting into different shit. And sometimes I was getting into trouble. And sometimes it was like I was being a good kid, but then I was doing bad shit, but then I wasn't doing bad shit. And like, I don't know, like at that time of my life. So, and then it was like, there was a point where, and I also played basketball, but I wasn't like the best basketball player. I feel like I was all right back then. I'm better. I'm probably better now than I was then, but I'm smarter, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know, there's a lot of different shit I wanted to do, but I always rapped the whole time. Like I was always doing this shit. I said, I had a job in elementary school.
Damn. That's crazy. It's like legit crazy.
I literally had a worker's permit. Like
I didn't know you can get one that young. I didn't know they give them out that young. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I had to work. Like I had a worker's permit. Like I had to like get a permit from the state to work for the state of California.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, he was on the TV show. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, Doug, TV show we talked about. Yeah, I forgot about that. Like, Doug.
So I would be at school and leave school and go do that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like you checked out from school, like and go to work.
I guess that makes you grow up faster than everybody around you too, doing that at a young age.
Yeah, bro. And the funny shit is, I was doing that shit and I was in public school.
Did everybody? Did all your friends they know?
They split. Yeah, basically. Because it was out there. Like the show wasn't out yet, but the show probably came out when I was in like 7th grade.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like peak middle school when that shit was like starting to come out. So yeah. I definitely caught that heat.
Did you get clowned for that?
Did you get clowned or did you get like praised?
Some lame shit. Yeah. Nigga talking about, ain't you on TV, bro? Why you ain't got no beats? Like, shut up.
You got that bubble gum?
Shit like that, like little shit like that, goofy shit.
Yeah. I want to talk about another song, Eddie Gordo. I fucking love that song, man. I actually changed my Twitter name to Troy Gordo. You had some slick bars in there. The Carmelo line, the AI line. I'm a big Sixers fan. I grew up on Allen Iverson, so I love that one. But also, like, you had some wrestling bars in there. There was the Macho Man reference, the RKO out of nowhere reference. Elbow off the top rope. So I wanted to ask, do you like wrestling? Were you a wrestling fan or like?
I like wrestling as a kid for sure. Yeah.
Who was your favorite?
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Team Extreme. Okay.
And then Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. Who else I used to like? I thought Kofi Kingston was fire.
Kofi's my boy. Kofi's still doing it, man. Kofi's still
I
doing
thought
it.
Kofi was fire. Yeah, I seen when he won a championship.
Yeah,
that's when I had started watching the game, but I was like, this shit lame.
It's not a
like when I like now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, wrestling is lame as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
but when I was a kid, it was fire.
Yeah, I still check out the big pay-per-views every once in a while, but yeah, it's definitely much more entertaining. I mean, I was a kid, I believed it was real for a while until someone told me it wasn't real. I used to be so.
I mean, I think. You know, like it's of course like the outcomes are fake.
Well, the athletes are what they're doing in the ring,
but what they doing is real.
No, they take bumps and bruises and all that stuff for sure. It is
that nigga jump off a ladder. You can't jump off no ladder. Like, you can't like fake
and
that,
not feel it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a
like,
fact.
That's a real person that did that shit. That's not fake shit.
You know what? As a wrestling fan, I should not use the word fake because that would offend wrestlers. Actually, that would make them really upset.
Nah, because like I respect what they do.
100%.
I just think that it in its current form
is not as good. Yes, true.
It's corny as fuck in its current form.
I mean,
everything about it is like it needs to be like revolutionized in some kind of way. I don't know what they got to do because I ain't into it no more. But that's what that shit is, because that shit gonna fly out the window.
Yeah, I feel that because I mean,
stop caring about that shit completely.
I grew up on The Rock and Stone Cold, so I get that 100%.
Yeah, them boys too.
Yeah. Because when I was a kid, I used to be so upset going to school when The Rock would lose. I'd be like so devastated. It was like the biggest thing in the world to me. I was so upset.
And also sad shit, I really did like Chris Benoit.
I mean, in terms of wrestling,
I know that nigga. Like, I'm not like I didn't really like him as a kid. I thought he was the savagest nigga ever. Like, I was like, yo, this man headbutt dudes off ladders. Like he's
he's
like, he don't even like just jump on you with his body. Like,
nah, he hitting you with his head.
Headbutt, dude. Like,
it's a funny story. It's not. I shouldn't say funny.
Fuck that nigga.
I was gonna say it was like I remember when that happened. I had a pizza man. We ordered pizza. The pizza man came to my house, and the pizza man was like so distraught. He was just like, "You heard what happened to Chris Benoit?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's just like, "I don't believe it, man. That's not him. You know him." I'm like, "I don't know him. I just know him on TV. I do not know anything, bro." Like
he was thrown.
No, yeah, he was. I watched a documentary. There's actually a really dope documentary. It's called "The Dark Side of the Ring," and they do like documentaries on like serious shit that happened. And he is a 2-parter. It's actually fantastic. Like they break down like he was going through some shit, man. His last like year of his life, man. Eddie Guerrero's death was a big major factor. He kind of started going real downhill after Eddie died because Eddie was like
I believe that.
Eddie was his like his rock. And when Eddie died, he didn't have that friend anymore. It's actually pretty good. You probably would like it. Check it out, man. It's pretty dope.
Hey, look, I look into it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I believe that though, because they was close. Like I remember WrestleMania 20 like specifically as a kid for sure. Like I remember them both winning the championship.
Yeah.
Like that was 2004. I probably was like 5.
It was WrestleMania 20.
That's around the time I started watching wrestling, like 2004.
I think it was WrestleMania 20. I'm pretty sure.
It was like 2004.
Yeah.
Because I was living in Tennessee with my mom. Yeah. I used to watch Thursday night SmackDown on UPN.
Yeah, on UPN.
On UPN, Rob Van Dam.
I feel like
Stereo,
the show
Edge.
The show 101 used to be on before wrestling or some shit like that. 101 or like Moesha, some shit on UPN.
Yeah, and then the show was it's not Spider-Man, Superman, Smallville.
Oh, Smallville, my shit.
And One Tree Hill or some shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know anybody watches One Tree Hill.
Yeah,
I ain't never watched it, but I just remember they'd be like, at 9 p.m. One Tree Hill, like shit like that. So yeah.
One of the whitest shows of all time.
I guess while we're on the topic, I hate to steal a question from you, Troy, but since we're talking about stuff that you watched growing up as a kid, what are some of your favorite shows or cartoons or anything along those lines?
I love cartoons. I think like as a kid, I love SpongeBob. Sure.
Hell yeah.
I think that's every kid.
Yeah.
I really used to like Codeman, Kids Next Door, and I used to like preschool shows. So me doing a preschool show made so much sense because I used to love Dora, and I used to really like Diego, and I used to really like Lazy Town, all the preschool shows. I thought they were really quality TV shows, like Backyardigans, like good music, good little stories to teach kids and shit. I thought that TV was pretty good, so it made sense for me doing that. Now that I got older. Well, yeah, I used to like anime and shit, so Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and like all the like major like shonen. And then Boondocks,
Yeah.
Classic.
and like hella movies. I used to watch movies all the time.
I was
So
gonna
usually,
ask you if you had a favorite movie.
biopic style movies, and like just like goofy ass comedies, like Adam Sandler comedies. And
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite Adam Sandler movie?
probably You Don't Mess with the Zohan
Okay.
or Waterboy.
Classic. I'm more of a
Yeah.
Big Daddy guy. Big Daddy's my shit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Big Daddy is good as fuck too.
Yeah, Big Daddy's a classic.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. We actually had some like little fun, quick questions for you, but movies and cartoons was on it. Do you have a favorite superhero? Who?
My
That's a good answer. Favorite food?
I don't know. I'm not like crazy about food.
You don't have.
I like I don't really care about food that much. I don't know. I don't have a favorite food.
Gotcha. How about a favorite color?
This year, probably. I've been digging like khaki this year.
Khaki. Okay.
Like beige. That's just this year. Like last year, I think I was on my like light blue shit.
Okay.
Like every year, it be some different shit. I don't know.
Or got you.
But I like all colors, to be honest. Except I'm not crazy about white, but I rock white, so it don't matter.
I guess you're done with your quick little questions.
Yeah, because he already did movies and the cartoons and stuff. So
I want to go to your music videos because I've seen a bunch of those and I thought those were really cool. So I saw the Two Phones one and I thought how it was cool how it led into the floating video kind of. So I guess do you like being behind that creative process of making music videos, and are all those like your ideas, your creation?
Question.
Thanks.
So the Two Phones and the flow video were definitely. I have always been tapped in on the creative end of the videos, but earlier on, much less. Like I was always involved, and it was always like, yeah, this, but I wasn't like really trying to flesh out shit. Like it was just like, let's shoot some shit, let's just shoot it. So then, like when I did the Two Phones and the flow video, that was the first time we really sit down and tried to come up with like ideas and like what we wanted to see and all that different shit like that. And definitely, I would say that the videographer for that video, his Instagram is Childish Brandino. He definitely did an amazing job at like doing that shit, but I'm talking about doing it to like the next, because he did way more than what we like probably expected, to be honest. Like, I mean, I knew what he could do because we worked together plenty of times, and he's incredibly talented at that shit. But it was just like, damn, dude, like what the fuck? Like, how did you even? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was really fun making those videos. Those were definitely a lot of my ideas, but of course brainstorm with like my closest like folks.
Mm-hmm. And in the Two Phones video, there is if you look closely, there's the autobiography of Gucci Mane slid under the desk, on top of the desk. So I'm curious, did you know that? Have you read that book?
I have not read it. I've only read the first chapter, but I have it.
Yeah, my sister bought that for me last Christmas, and I still got to read it. She said it was really good, so I thought it was cool that was in there. But I'll throw it back.
It's cool.
To you.
I read the first chapter. I was like, okay, this is an interesting story. I could probably finish this, but I stopped and I started to question, like, I wonder how much truth he's really telling. Like I just wonder how much this is fabricated. And then I was like, well, do I really want to even read this? Because do I believe it? And I was like, damn, I'm thinking too much about this book. I'm probably not gonna finish it.
I think in 2021.
I don't want to say Gucci a fraud or nothing. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, like, I was reading and really questioning, like, damn, I don't know if this, because he could be writing anything.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
That's true. That's very true.
And he could be like, or the person, he might not even had nothing to do with this book. Like, the person could have just wrote this shit for him and he could have selling it. Like, I don't know, niggas hustlers. Like, I don't know what these niggas be on.
Yeah. I imagine that probably happens more often than we think.
Yeah, they put your
sure
name
that
on
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
I'm
I
sure
don't
that
know. And I
happens,
was like, damn, if I'm gonna take this book for face value, bro, like, I read Russell Simmons' book, like his that one that came out in like 2000. I don't know, when Def Jam was still Def Jam.
Yeah.
I read that shit, and I mean, it was a good read and everything, but like just thinking like further down the line about Russell Simmons and like what's happened, like I'm just like, a lot of this shit you ain't even stick to that was in this book. So I don't really agree with you. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't even stick to the code.
Yeah.
You wrote the story, man. You stick to it.
In 2021, I think you did like four, maybe 5 projects, like little 4-song EPs. 7. Holy shit. No. 10. Wait, how many fans? 8? What are we doing up here?
12?
Yeah, 12.
Oh, holy shit. Because I was going through.
I did one for every month of the year.
Wow. Because I was when we reviewed you, I think I stuck to your albums, your bigger projects, and then I did the Patrick CC stuff, and then in my car rides recently over the past couple of days, I've been playing your smaller EPs from last year. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask, so
it's some like real gems on those.
Yeah, no, Stop Playing off the Made of Funk. Is it Made of what's the hell? Stop Playing, the song. You know your songs. That song's fire.
I know that song for sure. I definitely know that song.
That's a dope ass song. I just heard it today. I was like, this shit is tough. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, 2022. So you're working on an album, so I figure more heat has to be coming this year from you. What can we expect from you this year?
Definitely can expect a record.
Okay, word.
I can't, but it's gonna be a project coming this year for sure. Like the first single was the first taste of like what you could have to come, because I mean that song I think is very special, and I believe in that song a lot. So I'll be definitely working that song for a while.
Word.
And I have more singles. I got like maybe like 1 or 2 more singles. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, no, it's more shit to come, man. It's definitely more shit to come this year. Mm-hmm. Definitely a full length. I'm very excited for this project actually, because when I make like I said, the floating like project was a mixtape. Like, that was like concept. It was a mixtape. It was like it's the pandemic, so let me just fuck around.
So that means your last full time project was what? So was The Shell then? Right.
Yeah.
So that's been a couple years now.
In my opinion, like that's my first independent project. Like my first like real like album.
Right. Yeah.
Like, cause I did my 19 years, but I also consider that like a tape.
Okay.
Type. You know what I'm saying? But like The Shell was like my first like album. Cause I really lived with all that music for a long time, and I really it was very intricate. Everything was detailed and specific and real. Like these is real, like my real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just much more thought out, much more time was put into it. And I feel the same way about this like project, to the point where like it's songs on this album that was made. I do this weird thing, right? I also do it in conversation. I start working on something. So I was working on The Shell, but I was getting frustrated. I made like 6 versions of that album. Like there was at one point that album was like a double disc, like it was like a half and half type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like a day side and a night side. And then it was like it went through so many different phases, to the point where I was like, okay, let me just stop thinking about this. And I started making another album, which is pretty much this album.
Okay.
So I started working on this album when I was making The Shell in 2019, beginning of 2019. It's a lot of newer songs now, but there are songs on this project from then. And I think those songs were better than the songs on The Shell. That's why I didn't do anything with them. That's why I was like, okay, let me just hold on. Now I've been coming back to them and bringing new shit to it, or just making shit sound better, or adding more and building onto the songs, and just like trying to flesh out full records. Because conceptual records, fun shit, singing shit, everything type shit. Just because I just feel like, I don't know, bro, shit just been feeling dry. So like, I don't know, somebody need to come throw some little sauce in the goddamn pot or something. I don't know. So I'm finna try to do that.
Well, I'm ready for it.
And I think somewhere I read about The Shell said it refers to actually your room, because you said that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it said your room was like your eggshell, where he had all his creative process, and that was it, kind of like cracking the shell, allowing us to kind of go into his
Where do you find these?
I was trying to be like Nardwuar out here.
Where do you find these tidbits, bro? Like,
yeah, who said that? Well, who wrote that?
I don't know. I think I saw it on some article, man. I can find it for a while, but that was like dope.
Yeah, that was the concept. That was 100% the concept. It was like my room, because I did spend a lot of time in my room. Like once in middle school, I had hella friends. Like I ain't gonna say I didn't have friends in high school, but I had mad friends in high school. But in middle school, like all my friends stayed around me because we always like stationed for the same shit. We always going to the same school. So I had hella friends around me. I'd be outside. We'd be hooping, whatever we were doing. Right. You feel me? Like, But once we went to high school, we all went to different high schools. So niggas started seeing each other. So I wasn't going outside of my neighborhood no more. I stay in the suburbs. I don't live in the city. So like if I want to really go somewhere, I gotta get took somewhere.
Right.
Like by my family or like my friends, my older friends who might drive or some shit like that. So I'm really like at home. I'm really at home. So I'm in my room pretty much most of the time. Like I go out, I watch movies with my grandparents every now and then. Like I talk to my grandma, my granddaddy, but I'm in my room. I'm making songs pretty much. That's all I was doing. Like, and I was incubating because I'm sitting in here, I'm making this music, but I'm also like, I'm a thinker. Like I be thinking too much, like slick. To what a point, like I need to really be putting more action behind a lot of these thoughts. Mm-hmm. Like, but I'm a thinker, bro. And I'm just sitting there thinking about all this different shit that I'm like me, myself, like my past, like my friends, like the music. How can I make it work? What do I need to do? Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something right? Am I good enough? Is that the problem? Is am I in this room too much? Like, is that the problem? like just all type of different shit. But that was my shell. And I felt like in that same time period that this album was being made, that I was stepping out. Like I had threw my own show for the first time. That's when I did the Shit Jelani project. I had threw that show. Like I threw my first show in Atlanta with that project. It was for my birthday. So like, and like, I think I probably sold like 80 tickets, but I feel like 100 people came.
Yeah.
So like, that was cool as fuck. And I was like, damn, I can do this. Like
right.
I can do some shit. Cause these folks can't, like I booked folks myself. Like I found a venue for my partner. Like I paid all the money. I did it myself. I was like, damn. So that's what that's like. Okay, boo. I really feel like I'm outside. Like, I feel like and the shell was like, okay, now I'm out here and I made these songs. These are my songs that I made when I was here. Here, I'm outside.
Right.
Boom. Pandemic. Boom. Now I'm inside.
We were all inside for that one though. We were all inside then.
I'm saying it was like crazy because it was like I dropped that shit. Shit was kind of doing fine. Like I ain't gonna say it's not doing fine now, but I'm saying like the project was moving pretty well. Like people were finding out about it. Like people, like I said, somebody. I think your guy behind the camera. He said he heard one of my songs. It was probably from the shell.
Yeah, probably.
Because I got from the show.
He shook his head. Yes.
Yeah, I got a playlist for like two of those songs.
Yeah.
And like Patrick CC found out about that shit, so all the YouTube folks were talking about that shit for a minute. Like that shit was moving pretty nice, bro. And then we went inside, bro. And then I ain't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. So shit, I just started rapping.
Probably the best way to
spend I do best.
Best way to spend your time.
Go back to the studio.
I think I read somewhere sometime, not about you, but it was a general. It said that the pandemic was going to was either going to bring the worst or the best out of people. Like if you're sitting aside, your thoughts, like you're either going to use this time to plan an attack coming out of it, or you're going to use this time to bullshit and come out worse than you were before you went in.
Not even nowhere near on none.
Right. Yeah. So at least for you, you took the time to kind of like just keep working on your craft and get staying with it. I mean,
I put out an album in 12 EPs.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fucking nuts. Yeah, that's crazy.
Where does that drive come from for being so consistent? You have so much music out. You're only 22. Where does that drive come from? Like, what are your goals? Is it just because you're doing what you love, or is it because you want to be big? You want to be making money? Like, where does that consistency and that hunger come from?
I'm definitely trying to make some money. I have not figured that part all the way out yet. I got some money. I ain't got some money here and there, but I ain't figured that shit out yet. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm literally in the process of like, I want to do this shit independent. Like honestly, like I would like to be like the biggest independent artist like ever.
Hey, yeah.
Like, and that's very like idealistic, but that's a fire-ass like goal. Would I ever do a deal with somebody? Yeah, if it made sense. Cause hey, shit, who wouldn't take a good deal? Everybody gonna take a good deal. Yeah. I probably could get a good deal if I wanted one. I just ain't got one yet. So shit, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I make this music because like I feel like I want to do these. I want to do a stadium show one day. Like I want to be like Michael Jackson. Fuck, hell you talking about? Like, I want to be like Michael Jackson. I want to be like
bitches Prince. Passing out when you.
Like when I make a lot of music also because on some Tupac shit, like when I might die, I could die. Like realistically, bro, we can die. Like anybody can die.
Life is too short.
So like I need to have somebody. Like, all this shit that be going on up here, bro, I gotta get that shit out. Like, and I need to leave it. And like the only way niggas could like they might forget my name in the future. Like one day, hundreds of years from now, they gonna forget all of us. And they gonna forget my name. But they might not forget my song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could you name the lead singer of Earth, Wind and Fire?
No.
I can't.
No.
Could you name it? Could you name? It's a lot of people. I mean,
No,
shit.
yeah.
Some people didn't know who Quincy Jones was not too long ago.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, so like it's like, but they knew all the songs. It's people that still don't know who the fuck Quincy Jones is and probably know a lot of his songs.
Yeah. I mean, timeless music will
It's
last.
like-
I mean, timeless music is just that timeless. Like,
Because music is something that we literally make this shit out of nothing. Music
Yeah.
is created from nothing. And that shit that will last eternity.
yeah.
Like, it's people, bro. We watch pirate movies and they singing songs that they wrote hundreds of years ago, bro. We watch slave movies and they singing Negro spirituals. Like this hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
We don't know the names of the people that wrote these songs, but we know the songs. And maybe one day a song that I write might not even be a song no more. It might just be a passage that people sing. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, I live on in that way because they're not gonna remember my name, bro. Like I've come to that like realization, like in the future, like hundreds of years from now, none of that shit matters. Like I was watching the Kanye interviews and he was talking about we only got 100 years. And I'm like, bro, niggas not gonna know who you is in 100 years, bro. They don't know the song, they might not know your name. Unless you become Hitler and do some sick ass shit. Then you like infamous. Like, yeah, at that point. But you know, it's certain shit that you can do where niggas be like, oh, I know that nigga. We don't want to know that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know. And some people do get remembered. I don't want to say that we gonna all be forgotten about. That's what you get what I'm trying to say.
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
That's some deep shit,
so
though. That's deep.
that shouldn't be. What I'm more so trying to say is like that shouldn't be my.
But I would say you're right. You're right in a lot of ways because the history books only have room for so many names. So music is one way people can stay. Because I think music more than movies. Movies can be like it's very rare. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but to like I'm gonna go watch like a black and white film from like 1945. Like it's not gonna.
See, my girl like watching shit like that though.
You know what? Yeah, that's why I say it's not for everybody because some people do love the Hollywood classics.
But that's why it matters.
True, you're right. You know what?
I listen to Beethoven sometimes.
I guess art never really dies out in any form because it can always be revived. How many times has a sound or a style or something come back around? So I guess in that sense, art can live on forever. And art and music, movies, all that shit. Like,
it's a great example too. Like I feel like their music gonna live on for so long that niggas not even gonna know that the origin of this shit is really like 3 6 Mafia. Like a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like to the point where even now people don't even be knowing that sometimes. You know, like when the Migos and everybody was taking off, and it was like this was such like the newest shit. And it was like, but it's derivative of like a whole other sound from only like 15 years ago. And the people already forgetting. Like
that's true.
It's so like, what's the word? Superficial. It's superficial. That's the word. So like my goal really is to like create like things that last a long time, like content and music that just people wouldn't forget about it. And I mean, when I get the bigger I get, the bigger it'll be. But on this level, the best I can do is give my most honest thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like my most honest thoughts. Like no matter what, I could never lie on a song. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's one thing I like a code that I'll stick by. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'll tell you a story, but the story ain't a lie because it probably didn't happen to somebody else.
Right. That's a very good way of putting that.
Yeah, some real shit. And I also read somewhere that, like you said, that you try to rap about positive shit, right? Because like Snoop Dogg, he rapped about a murder case and then he caught like the murder charge, whatever the case was. So that you always just try to rap about positive shit. What is it that's so important to you about kind of spreading that positivity to everybody that listens to your music?
I think I've aged a little bit past that statement because I feel like I do try to speak positively, but I can't ignore those moments of negativity because then I'd be lying.
And you just said you tell the truth, yeah. So
because what about the times that I feel like the work? Because I feel like this might be a bold statement, but I do feel like there are times where everybody on this planet feel like not being on this planet. Like I feel like that's a very hard and honest thing for somebody to say. Like I wouldn't say that I I'm not saying that I want to do nothing like that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like I've thought that, bro.
In
Like,
in moments of anger, weakness, sadness, heartache,
anything
yeah, that's not
quote
good.
unquote positive.
Right? Yeah.
You know, but those moments are some of the most important moments too. And I feel like those thoughts can't be ignored.
Some of those moments probably define us better. You know, help us.
It's people that are struggling more with those moments of low. You know what I'm saying? Way more people that are struggling with those moments of low than like another song where I might be speaking on my highs.
Yeah.
I guess for lack of better words at this moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more people going through fucked up shit that don't nobody know about than having a good time. Like, we all having a good time because when we go home, shit might be fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
Yeah, human experience, and I guess making it relatable for your audience, right? Because you never know what your listeners are thinking, or maybe, you know, we were talking that with Kevin Kazi in our interview, kind of how, you don't understand, I guess, the significance that you can have as an artist. People will listen to your music because that's how powerful music is.
I think I could easily be a commercial artist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's hard at all. Like, it's formulaic as fuck. We've seen it a million times. No disrespect to anybody that is a quote unquote commercial artist, because I think there are a lot of very talented commercial artists. But I think like the formulaic aspect of what that is, like I'm sure I could probably do that. I just don't want that.
I fucking respect that.
Yeah, just being yourself, kind of doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
right?
I respect the shit out of that.
I want to try to make whatever my shit is the most commercial I can make it. That's what I'll say. I'll try to find a way to like keep that shit as me as possible, and then like get it to be able to be like big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at somebody like Tyler the Creator, which I feel like he's probably could have been the big. Well, he's slick, is independent, but he got like a joint venture situation, I think, or something like that with whoever label he worked with. But like, I feel like Tyler the Creator could be, if he ever decides to, one of the, if not the biggest independent artists like of all time. Because all that Odd Future shit back in the day, like, yeah, they really made that shit. They figured that shit out, bro. They cracked it. Bro. They crazy. Like, we going on 10 years and they still rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is like a great example of somebody that I want to like aspire to be like on that level. Like, this a Grammy nominated nigga who still make weird music.
Grammy winner now. He won.
Yeah,
he won 2 years in a
Grammy
row.
winner. Facts. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, Nas won last year, right?
He got 2 Grammys.
Yeah, he got 2
got
Grammys.
two
Yeah,
Igor.
You right. But what I'm saying, like, he's one of those type of guys. Like, when I talk about rap, like, or hip hop music, whatever, like he really cracked the code, bro. He did it his own way, and really on some bullshit. Because they were really talking about, they were on some bullshit.
Yeah,
they did it though, but they figured that shit out, and the music was actually good. Everybody that he was around was good. Like, all the music was quality. It was about something. It could have been conceptual. Even if it wasn't conceptual, it was still good. Like, it was like they just knew how to make good music. Like, and everybody around them is like, they all like fire and big in their own right. Like, that's somebody that's a great, like, somebody that's who I look at. Like, yeah, I'm like, I could do that shit one day. Like, type. You know? That's awesome. He stayed him all the way.
Yeah. He's grown a lot as an artist too over the past decade.
Yeah,
grown a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure, like 100%. You can tell he really be in the studio.
Because some of his shock, some of his shock rap shit from earlier in his career I didn't love, but as he evolved, I became more. You know.
Hey, on some real shit though, yeah, I agree. Like, the lyrics were like, but like the music, was always good. I ain't really heard, even when the beats were like super weird, they were never bad. Unless they were supposed to be bad, because he weird. He be putting shit like that.
I'll have to go back and listen to my old Tyler.
He got some good beats. It's some beats, man. He always just had a great ear for production, but he studied legendary niggas, so that makes sense.
That is a good person to kind of look up to as well. And if you're an artist, I feel like it's definitely a good, all the things that he's done and kind of things that he's spoken about. He's definitely.
He was making his own beats. He was recording himself. He was writing his own raps. He was doing his own art. A lot of the same shit I do now.
Yeah.
Slick is the blueprint for like a modern, like, quote unquote, whatever they want to call it, like bedroom artist. Like, I feel like he is a good blueprint for like that, what we see now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like 100% my influence, but I was definitely influenced by his music.
Well, shit, maybe in 10 years they'll be saying, you were a positive, the influence for people. So
They will.
like that energy, man. I fucking hope the best for you.
Yeah.
They will, bro. I just gotta figure this shit out. I'm figuring it out, but I'm in the works. That's all it is.
We're glad to be watching the ride, man.
Is there any other things that you do to kind of express that creativity? I feel like you have so much of that you want to express. Is there anything else you do besides music to kind of get that out?
Like I said, I draw now. I used to. I mean, I have my own little style or whatever. So I draw and paint. I did the artwork for the newest single, and I did a few of the cover arts for
Yeah,
for a
those
couple
cover
of
arts are dope.
keys. I like art. I really enjoy art. I used to in high school. I used to hang out in the art classroom. Like I had a few art classes, but I was not an art. I went to a performing arts high school, so we had majors. I was a theater major, so performing and shit like that. But I used to hang out in the art class. I was cool with all the art kids and shit like that. So I used to always want to like draw and stuff. I just always felt like I couldn't. But I learned that drawing isn't like a natural. I mean, some people can naturally do it, but it's like it's more of a technique thing. Also, like a personal style thing, because like everybody draw different.
True.
Very true.
I can't draw for shit.
Like rapping slick, but some rapping is. I feel like rapping is a little bit less subjective than like drawing.
Or
like some people, there are some people that just like can't rap, and then there are some people that like. I feel like everybody can draw. It's just some people draw ugly.
Everybody can draw. Some people draw ugly. Are any of those paintings yours in the back?
This one, our partner Antoine Man is painting, but a few of these are mine. Most of them are my girlfriend's, but I got a couple of them in here. Yeah,
that's what's up. So, do you not dabble in like acting at all anymore? Do you not?
I help my girlfriend do her sides for her auditions, and like my music videos.
Gotcha.
And like, I've done skits on my Instagram before and shit like that, but I don't like do auditions, and I don't dabble in the acting world anymore. But not because I couldn't, or not because more so just because I don't want to.
Gotcha.
And also, it's probably a little bit of laziness in there.
We spend a lot of time making music, so how you gonna squeeze that in too? You mean?
I mean, honestly, bro, being an actor is a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they just booking roles. Like these, like my girlfriend did so many auditions before she got her first booking. You know what I'm saying? Like so many, like literally so many. Like we spent the pandemic doing auditions for her to get booked last year. Like at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of auditions, bro. Like, and this is like an everyday, damn near twice a week type thing, 2-3 times a week auditions. Like, that's a lot of work for somebody trying to be a booked and working actor. Like, I couldn't commit that much time if I'm trying to do this. Like it's the same shit with Drake. Like Drake was like, he couldn't be on Degrassi and try to make music at the same time. That schedule was not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he had to get that shit up. But look at him now. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
It's a fact.
He don't even gotta act no more. He just produced the show.
I hope the Sixers beat the Raptors tomorrow night so I can see him sad on the court side.
I thought you were a Drake guy.
I am a Drake fan, but like I'm a Sixers fan more than anything.
Fair.
I mean,
but yeah, that's yeah.
I guess one of my last questions, I'm not sure if you have some more, so I'm
tapped out.
And thank you for being with us for so long. Your great, like, descriptive answers, by the way. I appreciate like your energy and everything. Your patience has been awesome.
Facts,
so I appreciate
100%.
that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at these.
And you do seem pretty articulate for your age, but will you have any advice for any young artists out there that I guess are trying to, pursue a career, whether it be in rap or whatever the case may be? Do you have any advice for them trying to achieve their dreams?
Study. That's my number one advice to everybody. Study. Like, learn what you're trying to do. Cause that's how you don't get fucked over. That's how you be the best. Is you study. You gotta learn from everybody that did it the way you want to do it. So like on the business end, like I ain't the best businessman yet. I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I don't know. I ain't ever had no mentor, and I ain't ever been in no label situations to know how that shit work. But I've been making shape what I can, and I feel like I'm doing decent for you know what I'm saying, where I'm at with it. But I study niggas like Master P, and I study niggas like Nipsey Hussle, and I look at niggas like Gucci, and I look at niggas like just a lot of the independent guys who like made this shit off, like niggas like that. Like they really was like they might not have been 100% independent, but they made some shit shape for themselves. They figured that shit out. I really studied niggas like that. And then on the music end, I was studying all the greats. You know what I'm saying? like all the legendary artists from whatever genres. It didn't matter except country because I ain't into it.
Nobody likes country. Somebody does. I don't know how. Still...
I guess some people.
Nah, because my granddaddy liked it. My granddad and my dad like some country music. I'm just not into that shit. I just don't. If I can't fuck with the hit shit. But that shit just hit blues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is
like,
Hicks blues.
I prefer blues.
It is Hicks blues. Actually, it's a very good way of putting that. Yeah, you're right about studying and taking notes from because we can parallel that. We're brand new to this podcast and shit, and we said we're trying to take every experience, either with an interview with an artist or just doing a podcast episode, to try to take it and learn from it and continue to grow. So he said we appreciate the shit out of your time tonight. I've become a big fan. I'm gonna continue to listen to your music. I can't wait for more music to drop.
And if you need some merch, go to JelaniImani.net. If in case I got that right, maybe.
Yeah, because I'm about to start making some shit tonight. So
hey,
good plug there, B. Good
hey,
plug.
thanks, man.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty much out of questions, man. I enjoyed this conversation. I think
let me ask y'all. Y'all got a favorite podcast?
Favorite podcast? Man,
what podcast inspired y'all to kind of like get into this bag?
All right, so
and what my boy at that be here with y'all?
Everybody asking about Bobby is the oldest one in the group. He's 40.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's the oldest one in the group. He's married, has kids and shit.
Okay.
So
we got
shit.
We got nothing. Real life.
Yes, we got nothing going on. So that's why exactly. So he was here. He was here with us on Monday night when we did the episode. We reviewed you, but he was busy tonight, so he couldn't be here. So we said we'll do it.
That's all good. Nah, yeah. Send my boy Bobby some daps.
I'm gonna text him as soon as we're done with this interview. I'm gonna text him like, yo,
we fuck with Bobby. It ain't like we don't fuck with y'all, but. Y'all cool too. That's my boy.
Nah, that's our OG.
Everybody loves Bobby.
I like what he was saying. I just like the shit he was saying, like when he was talking about the music. Even like the other episode with David, like I was like, damn, I like the way it was just the way he was like putting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and he's been doing music
he's a former artist. He used to rap.
So okay. See, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why we even get him the nickname Hip Hop Historian, because he's like our we're just fans.
Yeah.
Like he made shit. So like he's like artist kind of in his past, in his past life. You know what I mean? So that's why he has that. Yeah. This started though because the curator, man, he had this idea. We worked together. We knew each other for a couple of years, and he had this idea to do this like blog putting on underground artists. And that's how it started on Instagram. And then he was like, yo, let's do a podcast. Because I always talk about podcasts because I love watching YouTube and shit. And he's like, yo, Troy, you talk a lot. Let's do it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like for me, it'd be sports or movies or something like that, or like nerd shit, like Batman and shit. Like that would be my forte more than like music. But like I like hip hop, so I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? And really, the three of us got together at Five Guys and had a conversation, eating some burgers, and we're like, let's just give it a go. Let's just try. Let's just give it a shot. And that's kind of where we're at with it now. We've been doing it for a couple months. So, but your question about my favorite podcast. I have one. It's funny you mentioned Smallville. There's an actor who played Lex Luthor on Smallville. His name's Michael Rosenbaum, and he has a podcast called Inside of You. And like, he brings in like actors and different celebrity people, and they talk about like mental health issues and all kinds of different like, sometimes serious stuff. They have fun too, but they have like serious conversations about like life and shit. And I enjoy it because people show a different side of them that they don't normally show to like the public. You know what I mean? And it's when you watch like someone who's like a superhero on TV talk about their battles of depression and shit like that, it kind of like I respect people's vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? So
I fuck with that.
But that's probably one of my favorite podcasts. Hip hop podcasts. I stopped watching. Like I used to watch Joe Budden's podcast, but I kind of stopped watching Joe Budden's podcast. After Roy and Mal left.
Yeah, I just watched a lot of comedy podcasts and whatnot, but I was really big into like talk shows as a kid too, like Conan O'Brien. I just I wanna get better in how I articulate on the podcast, but also when I interview people, like a Nardwar I mentioned, I love Nardwar. So like just the fact that, you could do your research and have respect for the whoever you're interviewing and let them do all the talking. I hate when sometimes I'll watch like interviewers, like I don't know, fucking Jimmy Fallon or some shit, and they just interrupt them every time. So I wanna get like on that wave and like kind of improve crew. So I like the way I just like seeing people that are good communicators. Just make people feel comfortable.
Low key, I've always wanted to host like a late night talk show. That was like my very first dream was to be like I don't know why, but to be a late night talk host, late night talk show host.
I would watch that.
Yeah,
that's some comedian shit. That's why they do. They comedians.
They've been telling me for a long time to like get up and do a stand up because I'm pretty funny when I'm telling stories, but I don't know, man.
You think you get stage fright?
I mean, just get drunk and do it.
I might have to smoke some weed and do it. Probably I might have to get high first.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm gonna have to roll a blunt and then go in there and just do it.
Fuck it, bro. Why not? You only live once, bro.
That's you know what, man.
You know what I'm saying?
They won't remember.
Like for real, that song's some real shit.
Yeah.
Like you only live once.
I'm just afraid. I'm
behind all this other shit, but that's a real ass message.
Nah, you're right. You're right. You know what, man? 2022, we doing it, baby. We doing it.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta come though.
Interviews. I'm doing interviews.
All right. I respect that.
You can't find too many interviews of me before this. There ain't too many out there. I be ghosting niggas for real. Like, I be like, I don't want to talk to you.
If I get my fucking stupid ass up on stage this year, I'm gonna have to DM you on Instagram like, yo, bro, I did it. Like I did it.
Yeah, you gotta post that. You gotta post that one. I might repost that shit.
If you ever perform on the East Coast, by the way, let us know. We'll definitely float to a show.
Well, he's technically in the East Coast.
Listen, bro.
He was up north.
Listen,
yeah,
true.
I'm telling you, bro. We trying, bro. We trying. Like I said, man, I gotta figure out how we can. I probably got some fans up there, bro. To be honest, probably not too many, but it's probably some.
Well, we're trying to spread. I would say our base is pretty much up here a lot, so we're trying to spread the message right now for you and all the other artists we're covering, man. That's our whole goal is to try to shine light on these talented artists that we are discovering.
I feel like soon, man, we gonna figure some shit out and we're gonna be able to move around and maybe do some like a small tour or something, man. That's another goal I'm trying to push towards like soon. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to touch some of these cities, even if it only like 5 cities. Like, let me go out and see who fucking with me in the other places. Because I know, like, I can kind of tell who fucking with me in the city, and I'm still trying to win the city over some more. But I also got to expand, so I got to figure out how that's gonna work. And that's a whole different. We talk a whole different type of money. Shit like that.
That's a fact.
But it's possible. It's just got to be done right. And so that takes planning, and that's something I'm trying to get better at.
I can speak for the three of us here and Bobby, who's not here. We wish you nothing but the best, man. I'm out of questions. Thank you again so much. You're a dope artist. You're a dope person. The curator's asking if it won't be on camera, but he wants to holler at you for a second after we leave here or leave.
Oh yeah, we can chop it up. I'm just at the spot now. I'm chilling.
Right.
I had went to work early. I'm at home now.
Well then, it's cool if I just wrap this up.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll let you say the last words. I guess I had nothing else new to say.
Well, yeah, I have specific last words I wanted to say to him.
Okay. So I'll let you say that. But other than that, yeah, thank you again for coming on.
Oh, I have one more question to
Go for it, please.
So what were y'all favorite songs?
Of yours?
Are y'all gonna say that for the little review shit?
It's on the review, but I'll tell you now too. I'll give you a little preview. Mm-hmm. See, now he usually yells at me because I write down songs I like and I list too many.
Because you just name them all. I have my list too.
If they're fire, they're fire, bro.
I got a lot of music. I got a lot.
Yeah, so I'll go. Let's see. Off Floatin', the one Neo Floatin', Gold Member, None to Do. Eddie Gordo is probably my favorite off that project. The Shell, Two Y'all. To Y'all, which the Moonlight, You Hear Me with You and Tragic, Always, Goddamn, Okay, I told you that, Original, 1v1, let's see, off Storytime EP, You Are the You. Fuck, man.
I love that song. That shout out David X. Like a lot of my music, I produce like 90% probably my catalog, but it's some songs that's produced by a lot of other producers that I'm cool with.
And then
I have a lot of producer friends.
That's what's up. And then that Goby,
David produces, David X. I'm sorry, you name the song, so I'm like,
no, you go ahead. It's cool.
David X, Jubilee, David the Tragic also be producing. Goddamn, I work with Lil Rib. I work with on that who else flow. There's a producer named Tragic, very talented. Goddamn, there's a producer named what's his name? Wizard, who did one Neo.
Okay, yeah, that's a bop. I like that song a lot.
And he also collaborated with me on None to Do.
It's a good song too. I just named that.
Yeah, I think that's all the other producers on that project.
And then the Goby Dave project.
Gold member was done by also David X.
Damn. And then the Goby.
He's fire as fuck, dude. He make his own music too. Like he be on some like hip hop type shit, but he fire those.
And lastly, I'll say the Goby Dave project. I like all three all three of those songs. I think my favorite might be I forget the name of it now. But the one was obviously you and Tragic, but with Capani on it too. The last track.
Don't call me.
Yeah, that's just and Comatose is a good smoking song. Comatose, yeah, that shit's yeah.
My faves are definitely Night and Day, Gold Member, Geeked Up Poetic Wisdom, A Gram I really loved, and the music video, Facts for Show, Be Better, Dreamland. So those are definitely the top ones I like for sure. But like you said, you have so many that we probably couldn't finish all your music, in a week. So we're definitely gonna dive in even after the interview.
Hey, take your time, man. That's what it's here for.
Yeah.
That's what I made all that shit for, bro. For people to really get into it whenever they get the chance, when they find out about me. Like I wanted to have so much music that's for people to choose from, bro. Like I wanted people to just go pick whatever cover you like. Like pick whatever. It's like going to the record store, but all the records mine. Right?
That's why I'm kind of happy now.
Whatever cover you like. Go crazy.
I'm kind of happy we finally reviewed you and interviewed you. Now I can just like listen to your music and just like.
Yeah,
enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah.
And I'm gonna leave you with this, man. May the funk be with you.
Same to you, my nigga.
Have a good day, brother.
Yeah, thanks again, man. I appreciate it. We got our man. We'll talk to you real quick.
Frankly, I just need no Franklins. Big bills, baby. Big bills, baby. Skyline to a check is cozy on me like a blanket. Fuck niggas hating. Fuck you, pay me. Big bills, baby. Big bills daily. Big bills, baby. Big bills daily. Big bills daily. Big bills, baby. Big bills daily. Big bills, baby. Money short, calling Hornswoggle. I want more commas. Phone on D&D, I don't want no drama. In the cut with a joint in my little mama. And some ones that don't follow to a bandana.